Moon-faced assassin of joy, Senator Lindsey Graham, isn't buying any of the happiness that was on display at last week's Democratic National Convention.
Well, I didn't see what you saw. If you're
Okay.
a Republican, you saw a hate fest. You saw a hate fest full of insults. Americans are not joyful when they go to the gas station and fill up their car. They're not joyful when they make their mortgage payment. They're not joyful when they go to the grocery store. People are hurting, and this whole joy love fest doesn't exist in the real world. 60% of Americans are not joyful. They believe their country is going in the wrong direction.
Yes, Americans are not joyful when they have to do things that suck, like pay their bills and go to the store. Brilliant analysis from Lindsey Graham. Okay, what's next? Is he going to point out that people don't like doing laundry? Look, what does that have to do with the DNC convention and feeling some, yes, a little bit of hopium, a little bit of joy in the changing presidential contest? Now, here's the thing. Republicans have to run on everything is terrible, America's a dumpster fire, and only we can fix it. Is that the case? Not necessarily. Are there issues? Oh, yes. There's massive wealth inequality, there's inflation, there's climate destruction, there's homelessness, there's a genocide that's happening overseas in Gaza right now. That said, a lot of those issues are the fault of Republicans. And yes, corporate Democrats. I mean, we have an entire system right now, big money in politics, and that is the driver that unites all of those aforementioned issues. I mean, you look at Gaza, military-industrial complex, right? You look at AIPAC, that is unseating Democrats in, primaries. And then, of course, you look at the lobbying from the health insurance industry. I mean, you look at the oil and gas lobbying. The reason that we give billions of dollars a year in subsidies to oil companies. Yeah, big money. Big money is kind of the big problem. And you have Republicans that are the biggest cheerleaders of dumping billions of dollars into our political system. So now Republicans don't want to fix any of those issues because for them, it's actually working as intended. What do you mean? Not only is it good for their donors because those donors can cash in and therefore they cash in, but guess what? They can then run on the destruction. They can say, oh, well, look at all the American people. They're hurting so much as a result of our own policies, but they're hurting so much. And by the way, well, why haven't the Democrats fixed that? Democrats don't have a chance to fix it. Either, like I said, Republicans will filibuster anything, or you'll have people like Kirsten Sinema, gigantic corporate Democrat, paid for by big companies, okay? And so, for them, working as intended. Yeah, of course, no, we don't want workers to have higher wages. No, we want corporations to make more money because corporations finance us. But anyway, the other thing is getting to the joy, okay? The reason people are joyful is because they feel hope. Hope that they can defeat Trump, defeat Project 2025, hope that we can move forward and try to fix some of those other issues. I'm a bit more cynical, but my God, let some people have some hope, okay? Yes, we can all see the reality, okay? But why don't you let people get excited? You know why? Because when people are excited, they're engaged. They're engaged in the political system. When people are engaged in the political system, they can actually, do activism and make a difference. And that right there is why the right wing is flipping out, okay? They don't want people to be engaged. They don't want people excited. They want people hopeless and defeated and desperate. Why? That's how fascists get into power, okay? They destroy public programs, okay? They impoverish people. They get them riled up about their neighbors, immigrants, people on welfare, the people who are not actually causing their problems. And then, of course, promise so-called solutions that actually don't solve the problem, like mass deportation. Like, how's that helping grocery prices? And no, it doesn't. In fact, it generally makes the problem worse as they consolidate power for their wealthy and corporate friends. Take, for example, Trump's no tax on tips plan. Sounds great, right? Except for the fact that 2/3 of tipped workers actually don't make enough to pay taxes in the first place. So this wouldn't help them at all. These are the people making the sub-minimum wage of like $2.13 an hour. And then, of course, his plan, Trump's plan, does not prevent a hedge fund manager from reclassifying their income to tips and then pocketing what would have been taxed. So that's the sleight of hand that you have from Republicans. Now, of course, Kamala Harris's plan, the no tax on tips, would have protections put into place, but I still don't think that's a great plan unless, of course, you get rid of the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers. Get rid of that, all right, and then get rid of the taxes on tips. Whoa, there you go. I mean, now that's going to make a change, okay? But again, sleight of hand from Republicans. Everything is calculated to help their donors and themselves get richer. Now, that's not to say that the Democrats also don't serve donors. Many of them do, and that's how we get left with watered-down policies that are okay, but could have been a lot better, could have been great. Instead of the public option, we ended up getting the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, thanks to the donors. Is it an improvement over the system that it was before? Yes, but it could have been so much better. It could have helped so many more people, could have been more affordable. But with the Republicans, understand that instead of it just being okay and could have been great, it's going to be straight up dog shit that makes your life worse. And that's because at the end of the day, Republicans don't want you to be happy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.